And, man, we are so excited to be joined by Tyreik McAllister. And, Tyreik, I was saying, dude, you have done so much media the past couple of days.
Yeah.
I appreciate you doing one more interview with us. So how are you, sir?
I'm good, man. Blessed to be here, man. I'm happy, man.
So what was, like, obviously the past couple of days going from, the preseason game, Friday night to the past couple of days, the initial roster comes out. Like, what have the past couple of days just been like for you?
Man, it's been stressful, honestly, because, it's a lot of players, going through the same thing I was going through, not really knowing if, you're going to make the team or whatnot. But I had confidence in myself, man, and in my performance Friday that, if I was going to have a job in the NFL, whether it was here or somewhere else. So that's kind of what it been, man. I was just ready to, get the answer what it was going to be. So.
Tom Telesco was saying yesterday, he goes, it's not like kind of in the movies where you call the guys and say, hey, man, you made the team. It's kind of like the no news is good news type of scenario. So for you, like, what was that moment like when you're like, oh, okay, like, I didn't hear anything, like, I'm good?
Yeah, so it was amazing, honestly. I was going through the weekend, and Saturday I didn't hear anything, and Sunday I didn't hear anything, and I got a call from my agent, like, late night, and I'm like, oh, man, you know what I'm saying? They might have said, it's over with, but he was like, he didn't hear nothing either. So, we went into Monday, and we had a meeting Monday, and I got to the meeting, and I was here. So, it was a blessing, and I was glad I didn't get a call. So
how often, be honest, how often you checking that phone over the weekend? Are you just, like, constantly, like, just seeing, like, okay, we're good?
Yeah, that's what it was. The whole weekend, man, I look at it, and I try to put it down a little bit so I wouldn't pay too much attention to it. But I look at it, see if I got a call, and then I ain't have a call. I was like, okay, well, we making it, so.
Did you get any calls where, like, the phone goes off and you're like, oh, it's like your mom or your dad or something? You're like, oh, don't call me. Don't call me right now.
That's how it was. I was like, my dad kept calling me. I'm like, Dad, chill. I'm going to let you know, whenever, something happens. So that's what it was.
That's awesome, man. Those are the best stories, right, where you're just, you get a chance. And obviously now you're at the beginning of the adventure again, right, of starting the regular season.
Right.
But, you go back to, you sign as a reserve future. And Telesco was talking earlier this week about, giving Champ and the staff a ton of credit for kind of realizing that there was something in this kid who was playing in the CFL. Like, when did it kind of, I don't want to say click for you, but when did you kind of realize, like, okay, I could play at this level?
Honestly, I really didn't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm going through training camp. I know OTAs was pretty tough for me, just coming and transitioning back into the NFL. So it was a little tough for me at OTAs. But when training camp got here, I felt like I was doing, from the first day, I felt like I was doing, a good job at just getting better every day, whether it was, returning kicks or at the receiver position, just working on my routes or whatever. So, during camp, I just felt like I was getting better and better, and so I was just waiting on my opportunity to really show it. So,
what was tough about OTAs, do you think?
I think it was just, going to, like, okay, when I first came in 2022, when I first came into the NFL, I was a running back, so it was a little different for me learning that, and then coming back to the Raiders and playing receiver and all the verbiage and, different stuff. So it was just a little tough for me, but I feel like, through the process, I got better and better each day. So,
how ultimately did you come to that decision of, like you said, transitioning from running back to wide receiver? Did you say, like, hey, this is going to be my best opportunity? Did you have someone to say, hey, Tyreik, like, this is where your skill set works in the NFL? Like, how did you kind of go through that process?
Actually, when I got here, I didn't know, like, whether they was going to put me at running back or receiver. But when I got here, they was like, I probably play receiver more. So that's what it was. They felt like I was going to have the best opportunity to be successful as a receiver. So I just went with it, and it's working out. So,
what do you think the biggest challenge was in hindsight now from, from making that transition from running back to wide receiver?
You said the biggest change?
Yeah.
I'm not really sure. I think it's just at running back it's just different. You getting the ball, you looking for the holes. You picking up pass blockers, you know what I'm saying? That's a little different receiving when you out there. You got to run routes and you blocking corners and DBs. It's a little different. So I think that was just it.
How much does it help to have veteran dudes in that room, though? You got Devontae, obviously. You got Jacoby. You got guys that have been there, done that, had success in the league. Like, how valuable has that been for you as you kind of go on this new adventure as a receiver?
It's been very valuable, man, because, those guys are the best in the league. You know what I'm saying? So just me getting to watch them every day and how they do little stuff, it's just gonna help me get better every day. So
obviously there's so much that was made for a good reason about your special team ability, right? Mm-hmm. Providing a spark back there and how important that aspect of your game was in the totality of your game, right? Like, how much pride do you take in being an asset, being a weapon on special teams, not just with the ball in your hands, but on running down there and being on coverage too?
I take a lot of pride in it, man, because like I said before, the more you can do, the longer you'll be here. So whichever way they want me to do it, whether that's returning or covering kicks, whatever I got to do to stay on the field, that's what I'm gonna do. So.
And just kind of looking at this new kickoff rule too, right? Like, just from like a player perspective, right? Like, not even as a Raider or Tyreik is this and that, but like, how excited? Like, do you think like these new rules are going to give guys more opportunities to like get jobs and stick on NFL rosters?
Yeah, of course. Because Tom, special teams coach, he was telling us like, you're gonna be guaranteed as a returner 75 touches. That's more than a lot of star receivers that's getting. You know what I'm saying? So. It's definitely gonna help a lot. Players get jobs and make more money. So I'm very excited about it. So.
And dude, these guys give me a hard time. Like, I'm the resident special teams guy. Like AJ and Carlson, like those are my dudes.
Right.
Like, I love coverage. Like it's such an important aspect of the game that I'm glad, especially this year with like the new rules, is getting a little bit more shine. So it makes me happy to see my guys out there contributing on special teams.
Course,
but
man.
I was talking earlier with you about how like this feels like the start of the adventure again now, right? You go through, obviously the CFL experience, come in here, busting your tail, ultimately making the roster, but now it's like, okay, we've kind of reached the beginning. We've reached the starting line. Yeah. So, like, for you, do you have any expectation of, like, what week one is going to be like for you? Going out here first time as a Raider in the, for a regular season, in the uniform, the whole deal. Like, have you kind of let yourself think about what that's going to be like?
Nah, I haven't really thought about it yet, man. I'm just, focused on, still just getting better every day because, like you said, it's a new season now. The preseason's over with. We got the 53-man roster out now, so I'm just focused on getting better every day. And when the game get here, just going out and doing my job.
Well, we are all excited to see you go out there and do your job, man. It was so much fun to see you throughout the preseason. Obviously, against the Niners, as the thing wrapped up, it was awesome to go out there and see the big explosive plays. But dude, it was so nice to finally meet you in person. Best of luck this regular season. I can't wait to see how you're utilized on this team. We'll catch up with you soon. All right, brother?
Thank you, man. I appreciate you having me on here, man. Appreciate it.